It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where representatives from the AFC and NFC will square off. It's the Cincinnati Bengals and the Washington Commanders under the lights on Monday night.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League finds us a dozen miles east of the National Mall at the home of the Commanders here in Landover, Maryland. Good to be in the booth with my partner, Greg Olson. I'm Mike Tirico. Welcome, and Greg, this is one of those that's worthy of prime time because wide receivers love the spotlight as much as any position group in the league, and we got two guys who shine under the lights here tonight.
And I think where it's going to be really fun and get interesting to watch, Mike, is in those critical situations, the game's on the line, third down, red zone, gotta have it moments. There is no mystery. Both these sidelines, they know exactly where the ball's going, and they're just going to say, I dare you to stop them. These are two prime, elite wide receivers in the National Football League. Night game, prime time, they're looking to put on a show.
Here's Matt Gay ready to get this one started. And off we go from just outside our nation's capital. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Cincinnati offense set to take over for the first time. And they're led by the #1 overall pick in 2021, national champion at LSU, it's Joe Burrow.
We're looking at one of the most gifted quarterbacks in the league, and really, Mike, it's not just post-snap with the arm talent and the ability to make every throw, but it's even what he's able to do before the ball is snapped. He's one of the smartest quarterbacks in the league. Remember, coming off an injury-shortened season just a year ago, he's looking to prove he's still an elite quarterback in the NFL.
They'll run it for the first time with Chase Brown. And he's going to be stopped at the line. No gain. Great way for the defense to open up here at home.
This defense wanted to come out early in this game and take the fight to the offense. And boy, did they ever set the tone on the very first play, keeping that carry to no gain.
Gesicki, the man in motion. Now a second down throw for Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he'll be brought down up past the 35-yard line.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball, everything is just so much easier for them to process. Change the look, change the coverages, move your safeties. Make the quarterback have to process with the ball in his hand. The offense is trying to test the edges of the perimeter of this defense, Mike, but the defense is just too quick to the ball. Total team defense, pursuit, 11 hats to the ball carrier. It's exactly what we saw here. Keep that game to nothing.
He'll take this forward for about a yard at best. The veteran Bobby Wagner in there on the stop. Third and 9. Burrow from out of the gun here on third down. Passing right side, and Chase has it. And he's very close to a first down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on fourth down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this fourth down.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Washington offense going to make their way to the field for the first time. They are led by the former Heisman Trophy winner out of LSU, Jayden Daniels.
And even though he's just a rookie, Mike, I think it's safe to say Jayden Daniels, he is one of the most dynamic athletes that we have in the entire NFL at the quarterback position. And on top of that, he's not a one-dimensional player. Yes, he's going to make splash plays with his feet, and he's going to make some highlight reel plays. But he is a quarterback. He can make every throw. He's got great arm talent. If he can continue to find the balance between those two aspects, he's got a chance not to have just success today, but he has a chance to have success for a long time in this league.
A nice throw by the rookie from LSU. And he's got his team a first down. The motion man here is McLaurin. First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. He is met and dropped. Good defense. Loss of a couple on that play.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
On second down, it's Daniels. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
And he'll get this one across midfield. Brought down after a pickup of a half dozen. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. Here's third down and a few inches. They'll try and pick this up by running option to the right. It'll be a pickup of 10. First down, Washington.
Over the last couple years, Mike, we've seen the trend in the NFL is that third down has really become a passing down, but not here. Not for this team. They keep the ball on the ground. They're able to pick up a big gain. Fresh set of downs.
To throw is Daniels on 1st and 10. Quick throw, taken in. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line.
Well, they've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
This opening drive going to form so far. Now they've got it 1st and goal. That play may have taken a little bit too long to develop. It's no gain. He's back at the 4-yard line.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
One more time, it's Robinson. Hard running close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him just short. Half yard, that's all they need on this 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal, it's Daniels. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
The last thing you can afford in this situation, Mike, is to take a sack. You don't want to go backwards and make the 4th down try that much more challenging. Keep the ball on the ground. Even if you come up short, you'd get another crack at it, and I think now on 4th down, if they do go for it, it's got to come through the air.
Matt Gay coming on for this field goal try. This about as short as you can get. Gay's kick is good. And the Commanders are out to an early 3-0 lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
So after the field goal to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. Charlie Jones now to return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. So we've played 1 quarter here on a Monday night. 3-0 is our score. More after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 1st and 10. Burrow fires quick to Higgins. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8. Working out of the gun, Burrow. He'll find Chase. That's complete. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design. Sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback. Getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
This one, downfield, taken in by Higgins. That's his 3rd catch of this first half and good enough for a 1st down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
That's to his big tight end, Gesicki. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a 1st down.
That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's 2nd down.
I can sit up here all day, Mike, and we can talk about the missed throw, but I think a lot of the credit has to go to the pass defense. Not only did they do a good job making it difficult for them to complete the pass, but I think they saved the touchdown along the way.
Burrow here on 2nd down. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He's got a receiver. It's Chase. And he will get into the end zone. Shemar Chase. Touchdown, Bengals.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
McPherson, good on the extra point. And the Bengals move out to a 7-3 lead. After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. This one taken at the 7. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Commanders' offense ready for their second possession. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Second down and 3. They'll go again with Robinson. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Robinson. And he will have the Commanders' 1st down. This defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain on 3rd and 2.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the 1st down.
On the option, here's Robinson. He'll work his way forward for about 3 yards. Jermaine Pratt up to make the stop. Second and 7. Working out of the gun, it's Daniel. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big gain.
They'll run it here with Robinson. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. And in motion is Brown. Here's a toss left side for Robinson. Oh, he's hit behind the line, and the ball is out.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then keep that front point up.
And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay, so this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Off the play fake, here's Daniels. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the 1st down.
And they'll run out of the gun. Here comes Robinson. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. 7-3 is the score. With 2 minutes to play in the 1st half. We'll be back just outside the nation's capital after this. Throwing on 2nd down, Daniels. Quick throw here is complete. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
3rd and short, and it's Daniels. Good hustle by the defense. They beat the offensive lineman to the blocks there. No gain on that screen pass. The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. The tight end Ertz in motion. They'll indeed go. It's Daniel. That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Bengals are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The Bengals offense ready to get back to work. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Burrow to throw. That one finds Chase. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Gesicki, the man in motion. 2nd down, Burrow. Right back to Chase. He's got it again. And they'll mark him down up beyond the 30.
You find yourself in these 2-minute drills, Mike. They're pretty critical moments in the game. They go a long way to deciding the outcome. So it makes a lot of sense. You start looking for your top target, and he comes through for him there.
Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up 1st and 10. Now, Burrow. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Burrow. He'll spot Higgins, who makes the grab. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, He had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route, and then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
Here's Burrow. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
And he looks up and he's taken down right away. Maybe fortunate just to hold on to the ball as he was tackled immediately after hauling that one in. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. He plunges forward for a couple of yards. Dax Hill up from the secondary to end the play. So we've reached the intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we'll head down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. Austin Eckler now to return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Commanders' offense and running back Brian Robinson on the field for their next drive. Will try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. He finds the veteran Ertz. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
And let's give him about 4 on that one. It is Logan Wilson up to make the play. They'll empty out the backfield as they come up for 3rd and a yard. 3rd and a yard, it's Daniels. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up a 1st down.
1st and 10. Daniels going to keep this himself. Now the pitch to Eckler. And the defense, good job sticking to their rules. They didn't take their eyes off the running back, who gains nothing.
These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals, Mike. They love to rush the passer. But they have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll throw with Daniels. That one is brought in by Terry McLaurin. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
Now a deep ball looking for Brown.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
Daniels to throw on second down. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
To the left side, it's caught by Brown. 17 yards on that play. Good for a Commanders first down.
Every team in the league practices these situations every single day. That's a critical third down, Mike. So now with this fresh set of downs, they got to just take a deep breath. Now you're really not so much playing against your opponent as much as you are playing against this clock.
They'll motion over Samuel. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line.
The quick passing game in the NFL, Mike, is so dependent on yards after the catch. You got to generate space with the scheme, and then it's up to the receiver to do the rest. In this case, nice job defensively, because this guy couldn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
A give for Eckler, running right. And the woes in the running game continue. They're going to subtract yards there. A loss on the play.
You have to wonder if next time, does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play? It was clear before the ball was snapped, this was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
The run game not helping him out those last two plays, thus 3rd and 16. He's got it at the 7, and he's into the end zone. Harry McLaurin, touchdown Commanders.
Just a beautiful ball there by the quarterback. And the point I want to make here, Mike, and make sure the viewer understands is, in the NFL, if you have to wait for a guy to be open and then deliver the ball, it's too late. So often these quarterbacks throw their guy open. They anticipate where the void in the coverage is going to be. That's exactly the reason this play worked out here, Mike, and he's able to connect here for a big touchdown.
The extra point by Gay is good. And the Commanders are on top. It's now 10-7. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Jones now on the return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Bengals offense ready for their first possession of this second half. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. This one caught by Chase. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield. set to go now on 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Burrow. Taken in by Gesicki. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
A first down throw for Burrow. He'll find Andre Yosivas. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They bring Chase in motion. Burrow here on 2nd down. The middle of the field, that's taken in by Chase. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
Gesicki, the man in motion. Play clock down to 0. That's going to be a delay. They bring Chase in motion. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Down inside the 10. He is in. Andre Yosivas. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
McPherson now for the PAT. It's up and good. And the Bengals are on top. It's 14-10. After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. Here's Eckler on the return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. There's Terry McLaurin and the Commanders' offense heading out for their next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. The drive starts with a carry by Eckler. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you could have 2 or 3 that could all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal, and we're seeing it here.
Daniels now on 1st down. Right side, hauled in by Samuel. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
One of the things that makes him one of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike, is his ability to create separation downfield. He makes it so easy for his quarterback to not only find him, but to constantly create a nice throwing window like he did right there.
On first down, Daniels. Going right back to Samuel. He's got it again. And he'll be brought down on what will be the final act here in this third quarter. They'll come up now for second down and 4. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down.
Really nice job there defensively, playing the integrity of that zone defense so well. Anytime an offense is running these crossing routes or these underneath drag routes, they're trying to cause confusion with the underneath zone defenders. In this case, they all stuck to their reads. They all played their responsibilities, and they're not able to pick up any additional yards after the catch. Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this third and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. A shotgun snap, and they'll give it to Robinson. And he's going to be stuffed well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
He's got his man downfield. It's Debo. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
What a moment in this game. A touchdown would give them the late lead. It is first down and goal. Daniels now going to look to throw. He's got his big tight end, Zach Ertz. Touchdown, Washington. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that fourth quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Now this, an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. The kick is good. And the Commanders move out to a 3-point edge, 17-14. So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. Out comes Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense to take over once more. And I want to take you through the highlights here. They have been plentiful from the quarterback position. Has the offense running at a high efficiency throughout, and we'll try to sustain it here down the stretch. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Burrow. Pass right side, and Higgins has the catch. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Back to throw, Burrow. This one, downfield, taken in by Higgins. They'll have a first down. It's a gain of 28.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
On first down, Burrow. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Shemar Chase, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and it also gives some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
And this one right down the middle. It's good. That evens the score here in the 4th quarter.
And this is where it pays to have a kicker you can trust, Mike. I mean, this is as big a spot as there is. 4th quarter, what does he do? He comes out and he delivers to tie up this game.
All even. 4th quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Commanders' offense and Jaden Daniels ready to take over once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9. Just a yard short of that first down. Second and a yard. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. That one complete to Brian Robinson. And he'll be brought down after a short pickup, but that is enough for a first down.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to, yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game. Just one more thing for the defense to have to defend. Make them go sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone. Defend every blade of grass, and a really good running back goes a long way in doing that.
Good work after the catch. They get 16 and a first down.
Rookie to rookie right there, Mike. And I'll tell you what, they've got some really good young pieces on this roster.
Now Daniels throwing on 1st and 10. It is 2nd and a yard. They'll run. He'll try the left side now. And he will keep the drive moving. Gets the 1st down. Nice gain of 5. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning remain as we get set for 1st and 10. They'll run with Robinson, and he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Here comes 2nd down. They'll run with Robinson. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down. Here's Robinson. Now the Bengals are going to call the first of their timeouts as it comes with 1:25 left to go in the contest. So out comes Matt Gay in a big spot. This to grab a late lead. This kick is good. They move out front and take the lead here in the 4th quarter.
And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the 4th quarter.
So they lead by 3 here in this 4th quarter. Now have to turn it over to the defense as they kick it off. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Heading out now, the Cincinnati offense. They're going to get set to take over once more. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. And that could be the dagger. It's intercepted. Picked off by Mikey Sainristil.
You know, Mike, what I think is interesting is we had a chance to sit down with this young player this week leading up to today's game, and it kind of felt to both of us that he had a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He fell to the 2nd round on draft night. In his mind, he thought he was a 1st rounder. But I'll tell you what. Whatever round he was drafted in, if he keeps making plays like this, there's going to be a lot of teams who are going to be kicking themselves for skipping over him on draft night.
The Commanders' offense ready to take over once again. They'll have a short field, looking to build on the lead. Here's 1st and 10. Now Robinson. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down. Out of the gun, they give it to Eckler. And a nice tackle in the open field limits the gain to only 1. Third and 6. From the shotgun on third down, Daniels. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up fourth down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a fourth down decision to make.
And this one is off the mark. It is no good. And this lead will stay right where it is.
They're just trying to extend the lead here, and this is definitely one they're going to want to have back.
The Bengals offense ready to get back at it. They'll start with great field position up at their 45. They'll come up for first and 10. To throw is Burrow. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. They'll come up now for second down. Burrow now. That is incomplete, so the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
And that's going to be incomplete. The defense holds here in the final minute, and they're going to get out of here with a victory. So it's a win here for the Commanders. They use a little home cooking here. They play a complete football game and are going to send their fans home quite happy. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Commanders are winners as we say so long from just outside our nation's capital.